All right, guys, today we're going to be reviewing Matt Loberstein's Amazon FBA course. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a long video, but I want you guys to stick around, okay? We're talking about, a lot of these courses are $1,000. We're talking about a $1,000 investment. Watch me till the end, guys. Let me save you some money. Let me tell you why I believe Matt Loberstein's course is the best when stacked up against Derek Struggles, when stacked up against KT9, okay? Let's go ahead and dive in. We're going to be talking about 5 specific topics, okay? We're going to get started with presentation and mindset. We're going to jump over to product selection, giveaways and launch, PPC, which is just pay-per-click, how to advertise on Amazon, and then we're going to sum it up, round everything up with the Facebook community, the Facebook group that Matt has his students in, right? This is a private Facebook group for Q&A, support, things like that. So let's get started. We're going to start off with presentation and mindset, right? So first off, Matt was very intentional about the content that went into his videos that make up his course, right? And the reason why I say that is because each video, Matt clearly covers certain topics, right? Typically, he's got a presentation pulled up. Typically, he runs through and he says, hey, today we're going to cover X, Y, Z. He covers X, he covers Y, he covers Z. Last of all, he turns around and he reiterates, hey, just kind of round everything up. We covered X, Y, Z, and here's why those things are important, closes out the video, right? So we hear the same information multiple times, over and over. Why is that important? It allows us to speed up the game, okay? We're not going back to Matt's videos as much, right? We're not going back and going, oh my gosh, I can't remember how to, I don't remember what he said about X, Y, or Z, as a matter of fact. I sat there, I watched the videos, I don't remember, okay? Matt is very intentional about how he presents the information so that it leads to just student retention, okay? And that has allowed me to not only implement the things that Matt has suggested, but it has also allowed me to understand why I'm implementing those things, right? And I believe a lot of that has to go into the vision behind Matt's model compared to some of these other courses out there. So let's go ahead and dive into vision, right? That's a great transition. So a lot of these courses out there, what you're going to find is that they want you to go out, they want you to find random products, they want you to sell them, right? Buy cheap, sell for more, right? It's all about margin. Can you double your money and move forward, right? Find another product, flip it, whatever, add it to your store. Matt isn't about that, okay? Matt is all about establishing an Amazon FBA business, okay? He wants us to have the mindset of a business. He wants us to have a brand focused on a particular category that would allow for an audience to continue to buy and buy and buy from you time and again as you continue to launch new products, right? So you're essentially snowballing your business over time. And I believe there's so much more value, vision, especially long-term vision in this business model whenever you stack it up in comparison to some of these other courses that I've watched. Again, with that also comes with a lot more work, guys. It comes with a lot more work. Matt's course is going to have a lot more work than some of these other courses out there. But I would also like to reiterate that this course has made me a better businessman, a better online marketer, and I believe this course has greatly increased my chances of success when stacked up against some of these other courses. So anyways, enough about that. Let's jump over to product selection. A lot of courses out there, you'll even see the YouTube videos, they're telling you to do certain things. They want you to follow certain criteria, right? They want you to do a 7 for 7. They want you to see, maybe so many reviews on the top 10, top 20 products. They want you to see so much sales volume every month in a certain, number of products. They want you to, so on and so forth. You get the idea. But what happens is, this essentially narrows down all of these students and everyone interested in Amazon FBA into a funnel. And it kind of pigeonholes them to go for certain products, right? So, and guys, to be honest, I launched a product and I had somebody reach out to me and they said, hey, I've got, an issue with this particular thing. And so I said, hey, send me over your listing, we'll check it out. And come to find out, our team had realized that this gentleman actually had launched the same product I had because we followed the same methods that these other courses were suggesting. So again, this was something that I had invested in before Matt's course, but guys, I've seen it myself. This particular product, the competition has gone up tremendously. Following these methods where they suggest certain criteria often lead to increased competition because a lot of people are chasing after the same products. And so I'd like to forewarn you that if you're using a method that leads you to one of those products, it's very likely that if that competition's not there today, it may be there in 1 or 2 months. You know what I mean? That's something that I've experienced firsthand now. I have been able to get rid of that inventory. I am working on some other products that aren't within that particular category, so I am excited about that, but just wanted to forewarn you guys that the criteria may be the easy way to go, but it's not going to get you off scot-free. Let's jump over. Matt's suggestions are fairly vague. We need something with sales volume. We need to avoid seasonality. And most importantly, how can we differentiate your product from what currently exists on Amazon, right? I don't know if that comes from an appearance standpoint or even a functionality standpoint, but we have to differentiate your product to such a degree that it brings additional value to not only this category, but Amazon as a whole, right? Something that you can turn around and people are going to notice, right? We've got to differentiate yourself and bring value. And that's about it when it comes to product selection. Matt again reiterates that this is not a simple spot to be in. This is not an easy or simple section of the entire process. We need to take our time on the product selection, really understand how we can differentiate ourselves and bring value, right? Now, personally, I would highly suggest that you guys don't just come across one idea, okay? Especially one idea where you can differentiate, where the margins are good. Guys, I want you to come up with 8, 10 ideas, okay? And then once you have those ideas, I want you to stack them up against one another and go, okay, let's scratch those 5. Now I've got it narrowed down to these 5. All right, now I've got it narrowed down to these 2. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with this one first, and then we'll do this one second, okay? Now, what does that mean? It means maybe launching a second product, 3, 4 months further down the road. But I would say, guys, from my standpoint, get a huge list. Get a decent number of ideas and then narrow that down, okay? This is not an easy process, and I highly suggest that you put a lot of time into the product selection section. Let's get started on giveaways and launch. So Matt actually doesn't recommend giveaways, and I believe a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's trying to abide by Amazon's terms of service, and that's just TOS as an acronym, if you've ever seen TOS. Because this is something, it's a white hat approach that not only works today, but it's going to work well into the future, right? Now, there are other courses out there that are going to recommend that you give away products at roughly 90% off, right? And oftentimes this is a large investment that requires you to give away hundreds of products to even rank for a particular keyword. But if you're like me, if you're looking to get started on this Amazon FBA business and you don't want to give away, 200 products, more, if not more, I would highly suggest you guys dive into this, man. Matt's going to make you a better businessman. He's going to make you a better online marketer, because if you have a product that brings value to Amazon in a particular category and you're able to differentiate yourself with that value, your product's going to take off no matter what, guys, okay? So Matt's going to push you to implement advertising efforts that are going to result in you ranking organically and climbing up in the results organically, right? And this is an approach that not only works today, but this is an approach that I promise you will continue to work in the future, okay? Giveaways, on the other hand, I feel like, and I highly believe that Matt also feels like, this is something that the algorithm could change tomorrow. I don't think it's going to change tomorrow, but guys, it could. And if we become better marketers today, it's going to help us far into the future. So again, guys, it's all about products. Differentiate your products, and become a better marketer, okay? And again, this is the section where I was talking about earlier. This is Matt's course suggestions about marketing are going to be a lot more work than some of these, hey, just, give away so many products, you'll rank, you'll be good to go, so on and so forth. Let's jump over to PPC. So PPC I hadn't done Amazon PPC before. PPC is just simply pay-per-click, right? Matt actually walks us through, here's what you need to implement, here are the campaigns you need to implement, and they are the auto campaigns as well as manual, and then he explains why we need to launch those campaigns and what we need to do to continue to monitor and change these PPC campaigns on a regular basis. Now, one of the things that I picked up from this course is that Matt highly suggested, guys, you gotta spend money. You have to spend money to get the data. You're not going to know if something works based on 5-10 clicks. You know what I mean? You have to get a large amount of data to determine whether or not, hey, I'm paying too much for this keyword, hey, this keyword is irrelevant, so on and so forth. Now, there are obviously going to be keywords that you'll pay for initially that are going to be completely left field, completely irrelevant to what you're selling. And this would be my one suggestion to Matt, is that I wish he would have put a higher emphasis on negative keywords and maybe pulling out some of those keywords, especially initially, that are way left field that obviously have nothing to do with your product. Again, but that's something very minor. I feel like the majority of Matt's suggestions with regards to setting up PPC campaigns are absolutely phenomenal. And again, guys, you have to spend the money, okay? I know after you've purchased products, you've shipped them to Amazon, you've already, invested quite a bit of money into all this, but you have to spend money on PPC. You have to understand what works, what doesn't work, and then you have to tweak. And that's the best part about what Matt has offered us. He actually goes into his account and he shares the results he's gotten. Again, he does hide the products that he's invested in. That's not a big deal because we are able to see the data and understand the concepts as a whole and how we can apply them to our account after we've launched. So great, phenomenal PPC, very in-depth videos when compared to some of the other courses that are out there. Again, I feel like a lot of the other courses, they hit record, they record, 5-6 minutes sometimes, and they hit stop. I believe Matt has 2 or 3 PPC videos that are actually 20 minutes long. I can definitely think of 2. Anyways, he goes very in depth. Guys, let's talk about the Facebook community. So once you've paid for the course, you actually get to go into Matt's private Facebook group for students, right? And so this is something that is a wealth of knowledge, and I highly suggest once you get inside this group, you just start reading, right? I don't want you to just read, hey, here's what's happened over the past week. I would say at least go back a month, 2 months, start understanding, hey, here's some of the problems people have had, and here's how they solved them, okay? Because things have changed since Matt created some of this content, and in addition to that, a lot of these questions are very, very specific, okay? They aren't something that Matt necessarily could have covered in videos because they're specific to certain categories. Now, when I compared this Facebook group to other Facebook groups that I'm involved in, such as KT9 or even Struggles, I found that people ask very detailed questions, right? I feel like people in the other groups offer questions that have been answered in the videos already, right? The KT9's Facebook group, it's got questions that have been answered in KT9's course, right? And so what I'm trying to say is I feel like math students are asking very detailed questions because of the retention that all of the students have, okay? The students have the mindset, the students understand what they need to do, why they need to do it, and so they're asking more advanced questions because they've retained all of this knowledge in Matt's course, okay? They're very, very intentional about building their business. And so I'm trying to say you're gonna get a hell of a lot more information out of this Facebook group than you are any of the other ones, in my opinion. In addition to that, I've also asked Matt multiple questions across I don't know, 4 or 5 months I've been in the group, and most of the time I get a response within 24 hours. If it's not from Matt, which it usually is, it's also from a student. It's also from somebody else saying, hey, I've been there, here's what I did, here's what I'd suggest. You know what I mean? Things like that. And that response rate that Matt does have, again, he easily, it seems like most of the time, responds within 24 hours, if not 48. But I feel like that just goes to show how passionate Matt is, right? Not only did he script out the majority of this information, but he's also checking in on the group. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, how can I help? So on and so forth. He is eager to make us succeed. He's eager to see our businesses grow. All right, guys, this brings us to the overall value of the course. Now, as I mentioned before, I have watched some other courses, and I believe this one brings us the biggest bang for our buck, okay? This one it gives us the mindset. It gives us the strategies to understand, hey, here's how to do everything. Here's how to launch that Amazon FBA business, and here's why that's important. Here's why we're doing the things that we're doing, right? And establishing that mindset around building a business, growing an audience around one particular category where we can hit these guys up time and time again, right? And snowballing that over time. Now, I believe inside of this course are strategies that aren't just going to work today. They're going to work for the long term, right? They're going to work as Amazon continues to change the algorithm, right? Now, I realize this course is $997, and you're probably saying, Chad, dude, that's money I could spend on, my products. I might be able to launch earlier. That's money I could spend on advertising that I could throw towards my PPC. But guys, I want you to take a breath. I want you to realize that this course has easily saved me that much money, right? Through the product selection video, not investing in products that I shouldn't have, as well as the PPC strategies, right? Saving me money in both of those areas. And in addition to that, having the business mentality and understanding and retaining the information that Matt has given me, I've easily saved that amount of money, okay? So don't just think about it like, I could probably get by and do X, Y, Z from everything I've learned on YouTube. But guys, I want you to know there's so many unforeseen things that you're going to run into that I feel like this course pays for itself over and over again. So again, I've got an affiliate link down below. If you guys would show me some love, go check out the landing page at least. You know what I mean? Don't take my word for it. Go see Matt. Check it out. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. Hit me up down below. Happy to answer anything and everything. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm out for the weekend. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.